Well, g'day and welcome back to Tyranno's Cosplay for another exciting episode in the life of the most fantastic foam fabricator the world has ever known. Chicken Matt. I think I might have just plagiarized somebody else's intro. You might remember previously on Tyranno's TV, we did some work on this. Like I sanded some shapes and made mountains of foam dust on what will eventually be, that's actually hitting the roof. What eventually will be the GreatSword, the steel GreatSword from the game Skyrim. It's a commission. Yes, a commission for a fellow cosplayer here in Western Australia. So now that I've got some of the form work done, I have this little panel that I cut out last week. I'm going to make another one of these, and we're going to glue them on either side. We, as in I, in the third person apparently, going to glue that on the top half of the sword to give the handle, the pommel, the handle, the crossguard, the ricasso, and the flukes some more thickness and some more definition. The handle needs to be thicker to make it cylindrical when I sand it off, although it's going to be ovate so it doesn't spin in your hand. But I also need a thickness because this whole pattern gets laid on like so. So on top of this 5mm foam, which I'm going to knock the texture off the backing and glue down, I'm going to do a 2mm foam part here and here, but that 2mm foam part will be missing all of the dark pieces that you see in the pattern. So I'm just going to cut out the highlight area and glue that highlight area down to give me that recessed pattern that we've got there. I'm going to wrap the ricasso in some fake leather that I've got. I'm going to strap it up so it looks like it's got the same lacing all the way up there. We're going to round the edges off the handle, and I'm going to make a pommel to sit on the top that looks just like this. So tonight's episode, if the internet stays with us, let's see, is there something silly happening in the background of the internet? Let's turn that off. Let's close the two email programs so that they're not updating anything in the background at all. And close that, and then have a look to see if things like, there we go, let's close that. You sure you want to close OneDrive? Yes, I do. You're sucking up my bandwidth at the moment. I think that's relatively clean now. So much fluctuation going on there with my upload speed. Right, so I need to remove this texture so that I can glue it down. I need to also I'm not going to get the opportunity to shape those sides once this is glued down. All the rest of this goes right out past the border of what exists already. However, this tip doesn't. So this will need to be done prior . Now the astute viewers may notice a couple of things. One, I'm wearing exactly the same clothes as I was wearing in the last chapter. And two, much of the chat up there on the side of the stream looks exactly the same. That's because we just stopped the recording and then restarted the recording. I haven't stopped changing. For me, no time at all has passed. Ah, yes, the marvels of modern cinematography. I tell you, boys and girls, it's all smoke and mirrors. So on my Dremel, I'm currently running a 60 grit disc, which makes removing the texture pretty damn easy. Allow me to demonstrate. Come on, streaming, stop messing around. Maybe? That would be giving away trade secrets. But then, doesn't each episode only last like 45 minutes? So didn't it just take them 45 minutes to make it? Lordy, 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 lordy. Yay! Done! At least that piece is. So I'm going to crank up the little vacuum cleaner again and clean up all this dust off of here, and then I can get down to a bit of gluing and start some more construction instead of deconstruction on this thing, because that's always good. Come here, little baby vacuum cleaner. No, it's not a vacuum cleaner for cleaning babies, it's a little baby vacuum cleaner. Okay, muting the microphone. Yes. Yes, I could use it for cleaning babies. They may be a little bit irritated, but they're babies. They're very resilient. Apparently. Okay. It's time. to smear some glue all over the place. And here's some I just happen to have handy. Oh, really? I very much dislike that. But I do happen to have the solution to that problem. I don't think that actually worked this time round. Once again, many thanks to Dark Energy Designs for allowing us to use his original music in the background of my streams so that we don't have any issue putting these up to YouTube later on when it comes to the use of copywritten background music, which can cause some troubles occasionally. Making extra special care, or taking extra special care to ensure that I get the glue coverage right out to the very edge of the foam again. I'll probably mention it every single time I do a step like this. But I want the layer that I stick on here to stick well right out to the very edge. So the next sword project that I have on the bench is going to be fun. We're going to do the Highlanders broadsword from that old 1986 movie. And we're also going to incorporate the artwork that was used, well, the artistic parts of the sword that were used in the sequel movie called Endgame, which has flashbacks to the same period of time and the same supposed sword. However, the art department got a bigger budget and did some prettier work on the sword that was used in Endgame, so we're going to incorporate that into a Highlander sword for a client. It's another commission. And the client's only request is that the sword have a little more heft to it, so it feels more comfortable in his hand when he swings it around. So we're going to look at putting some lead sinkers down alongside the core. Not heaps, and not for the entire length, but just enough to give it a little more weight and make it more comfortable in his hand when he swings it, because he's a comfortably built gentleman. He's not a little shorty at all, and he doesn't want the sword to feel like a paper sword when he's posing with it. That's quite understandable. Okay, I think we get a good coat of glue on the handle of the sword. Now let's get some glue on the overlay and put the two together. Now I need that because it's got a lot of design detail on it, so we're going to whack that up there. I probably won't get started on that second sword for a day or two yet. I'll be able to do some work on that and some work on this hand in hand. Oh, look at you putting posts up there in my stream. Give me a second, I'll check that out. I want to get a nice consistent layer of glue on here. Adhesive wheel weights. That is a terrible link. Terrible link, as you said. What, like they use for balancing tires? I'm sorry, that's just chewing up fucking shitloads of. See, that's chewed up so much that it's actually stopped the background music. Yeah, we're actually just going to get those thin cylindrical sinkers, about an inch long, and they're about 5mm wide. And just lay a bead of those down the sides of the center core, the down in the center core. That's a rather large slab to be gluing with contact adhesive. So as soon as I've covered the entire surface, I'm just going to pop over there into the kitchen and grab me a piece of greaseproof paper, baking paper, to form a barrier between these two as I lay them down, so that should they make contact before I line them up, or should portions of it make contact before I line it up, it won't be a problem for us. Yeah, the internet is definitely solar powered tonight. I think around this time of the morning, some of the other devices in the house might be doing their automatic updates. I say some of the other devices because I know I have purposely turned off my automatic updates at this time of the morning. They don't start until 5, so that I don't have this issue. What's that one? That's clean wrap. That one's tin foil. That's baking paper. That's the one I want. So yeah, normal baking paper from the kitchen. Here's a handy little device in your foam fabrication arsenal. What's the arsenal? Like that football team. Okay, I'm going to give this a couple more minutes to get tacky on both of those surfaces before I try putting them together. That's well and truly empty. Oh, Christ almighty. Just while that glue's drying, we're going to insert a quick commercial break. I'm going to reboot my my software. It looks like I've lost a quarter of my frames, so 1 in 4. That must be absolutely appalling to watch at the moment. So don't go too far away, I'll be right back. Hopefully that's fixed some of the issues that I had there. I don't think you should need to do that. But hey, computers and modern technology. I just had a look at my dropped frame rates before I did that reboot. And there we go again. 6%, 10%, 12%, 15% for 30% of my frames have dropped, 34%. I hope that's not indicative of what we can expect for the next couple of moments of the stream. Dagnabbit. Video is still choppy, but the audio is fine, yeah. I don't think I'm going to get too much more out of this evening, unfortunately, so I might just stick this piece down and pull the pin. Oh, you fucking crap. That's even worse than it was before I tried to do the restart on it. I'm sorry guys, we're not going to get any more streaming out of this tonight. Thanks, Ben. You have a good night too. So to trim away the excess, I'm going to use the really small scalpel. I pretty much ditched my X-Acto in favour for this. And now, of course, gonna see if you can take a picture of your second cow and post it. Yeah, please do, man. The stream is suddenly much better. That's what I was just thinking. Now that it, now that I got all hissing going, I'm gonna quit for the night. It's come back much better, hasn't it? Neo! Just needed a moment to enjoy the silence, indeed. Okay, so we'll just go around the edges and pinch it down to make sure that I do have a good seam seal all the way around on that. Now that I've cut it out and trimmed it back down to the So I'm going to put another layer on the back here, or the opposite side to the one we just did. And that should come up really nicely then. The handle feels a lot more comfortable now that there's a bit more meat there. I'm going to lop these sharp edges off, of course, and round that. There's a band that goes around the middle here that divides the handle into two pieces. But that shaping that we did before we put this on here means that the edge of the ricasso is nice and rounded. The flukes are tapered off to a thinner profile, and I can shape those a bit more because there's another 2mm layer of foam to go on there, which will be the details. And here I'm going to use the scalpel to cut those out again, but I'm going to replace the blade and start with a brand new. They're those chemically sharpened proper, what do you call it, surgical scalpels. He says, going straight for the wrist. Look away, boys and girls, look away. So Neo, were you having a play on words with the title of Dark's song playing in the background there, or just a happy coincidence, was it? Okay, I'm going to grab the sheet of 5mm and cut out another one of these for this side. This is right at the end of the roll, so the curve is really, really tight. And it wants to keep this curve a lot. Don't want to heat it up with a heat gun just yet because it's going to start sealing the pores before I'm ready for it. Pins. I'm going to have to encourage this to stay flat while I'm tracing the line. I'm not really worried if this trim line is perfect, because we're going to cut way outside it, like I did on the one that you just watched. And then trim it back to meet it once it's all glued together. I do need to make sure that it is at least as wide as this. So let's try that. Excuse me for misplaced clothing to the cow. Oh, that looks fucking awesome. I'm loving the brows and the cheekbones on that. That's freaking amazing bit of work, man. I really do like that. Lots of hot glue and wounds. That's crafting. That's most definitely the art of making costumes, man. Hot glue and wounds. Although I've stopped using hot glue myself, but that's personal preference. I probably still have burn marks all over my hands from that. But at moments I was using it. I have a lot of permanent marker on my hands at the moment, and then hot glue. For the bending, hot glue is awesome because you can change the shape with the heat gun how many ever times you need to. Yes, you can. I just don't like in the Aussie heat the low temp hot glue falling apart on my armour in the back of the car again. But that's my own fault for using a normal domestic little hot glue gun from the craft store instead of going out and spending money on a high temp hot glue gun and hot glue. It's awesome, isn't it, Finn? I'm going to say if he's using a hot glue gun on its phone. A mid-temp hot glue gun. Really don't like my cat at the moment. It destroyed your pattern and now piecemealing it together. Oh. I don't have a cat, I don't have a pet. My daughter has our dog, who you hear me yelling at consistently at night time. during the stream because she barks at everything, including good guys and bad guys. But I think having a cat is a love-hate relationship, isn't it? Right. Kind of like having grandchildren. Use high temp. It basically melts into the foam. Yeah, so that would make a hell of a lot of difference, Val. Four color. I had this problem last time, wasn't it? Okay. No, my name is not Evil Ted. I'm just bad with names too. Okay, more sanding. I'll clear the texture off the back of this before I can fit it. I don't have barge. I'm not Evil Ted. Exactly. I have this one. Oh, you missed it. I'll have to start over again. Okay, no worries. I'll just throw this out then, okay, and we'll start again. How are you, big chickie? Welcome along tonight. We're working on the I'm sorry. It's 3 a.m. The steel GreatSword from Skyrim, and at the moment I'm adding this overlay. I've done one on one side, I'm going to start on the other side. It's there to widen up the handle, the crossguard, the flukes. There's a 2mm overlay to go on parts of this with the detail to make it a Skyrim sword, and there's a bevel to go all the way around the edge of the blade after I finish shaping the blade. At the moment I've just roughly shaped it to give me this curve to start gluing the bits and pieces on. Exactly! If I could get TNT foam in Australia, I'd be a happy little shit, but I can't, so I'm not. And thanks for rubbing it in, alright? Make you fucking sad now. I do have a sponsorship now with these guys, and Cosventure are in the process of importing texture-free foam. Shogun props in the house, ladies and gentlemen. Shogun and Fen are my two subscribers, so my two favourite people at the moment, because they've reached into their pockets to help me continue streaming. So thank you very much for your support, both of you guys, now that you're both there. As for Tim Tams, that is a sterling freaking good idea. So I'm going to put the camera up that way so you can see me back there in the kitchen while I make myself a fresh cup of tea and grab a Tim Tam and then continue on with tonight's mammoth stream. Oh, there's bits of dead animal in the sink defrosting for dinner. It appears we will be consuming lamb shanks for dinner tomorrow night. What have I got in there? I got Earl Grey in there. I I don't feel like an Earl Grey, I feel like a standard old-fashioned black tea, so let's have one of those instead. So Shogun, what have you been working on? You got anything new to show me there in chat? I need a teaspoon. Now, because I have you guys over so frequently, I've been going through hang on, what have I missed? That's a good idea. BRB, making coffee. Gonna give this new name color a try. Great minds think alike between me and Shogun. I know we checked on the shipping cost and it was outrageous. Oh hi, let me know who that is again and let us know how their stuff is. By the way, you got TNT hooked on Tim Tams. You think the sub emote needs to be a Tim Tam? At the moment it's going, well at the moment I have a kangaroo pending because, you know, Aussie. Look. Because so many of you guys keep eating my freaking Tim Tams, I had to buy a value pack. That's just ridiculous. I was thinking about a Tim Tam as a sub emote, I was, but honestly, it's just going to look like a little rectangular shit. And who wants that next to their name? Oh, I'll have what she's having. Come on, boil kettle. I got things to do, stuff to make, people to see. Okay, not that last one so much. I'd be more of a people person if most of the people I didn't come across were wankers. Whoa! Bribes for Tim Tams. Thank you, Finn. In the cup. In the cup. Not at the cup. In the cup. Well, okay, that was mostly successful. That was pretty good. Your eye is coming in. You got that whole from the 3-point line almost working for you. I gave you half a Tim Tam. I put it right there. I've pushed it into the camera. Look. See? Um. 'Right. Tastes like EVA foam dust in Australia. Well, welcome to my world. Unfortunately, for the last couple of months, everything I fucking eat tastes like EVA foam dust. I don't know why. $99% hired. Woo! 99% hired. How they term it doesn't matter. 99% hired. Fucking well done, man. So what 1% of you do they want you to leave at home? When will you know? How long are they leaving you hanging, man? Pinky toe on the left foot, they want you to leave at home. Okay. The 1% is the result of the drug test. You're screwed, man. You're hooked on the drug that is cosplay and crafting. You're screwed, man. That'll turn up in your bloodstream, that. Saturday, you'll know. Okay, forgive me, because here in Australia it's 3 a.m. Friday morning. So, what's that, 24 hours from now for you? I'm sorry, man, I just couldn't help it. The coal of the foam is too strong. I had to. Does EVA dust show up in drug scans? How often do you think I have a drug scan? Come on, dudes, what are you trying to say here? You're like... You know what? That camera over there is pissing me off. I keep looking in the wrong place. So I'm going to slidey, 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 slidey. And I'm going to put it directly underneath the other fucking one. So that when I look up, I'm looking at, you know, either one of them, but at least I'm looking pretty much straight at you. Yeah? Yeah. Okay. Besides, that way, you can see Rory. Sanding time again, gang. There you go, see, he's fine. He's going to cover up the foam dust with all the coke he does, so he'll be fine. Yeah, he's poking me in the side of the face. Fucking thing. Fucking thing. Here we go again. Get out of the way, you! Do I work with magnets? I may have one or two. That's the leftovers of about 40 computer hard drives that I was asked to make sure the data was never retrievable from again. So I did. Boy, oh boy, has your name come up a lot during tonight's stream. I got a belt sander. It's 3 in the morning, chickie, and there are 2 people asleep in the house. Oh dear. Hey TNT, did you know that if you imported your phone to Australia, I wouldn't have to fucking do this? You don't see a big difference. My belt sander's kind of noisy. Oh, wrong camera. No, there's nothing wrong with popcorn at 10:30 at night. Except that does wake up the others and they come running to eat my popcorn. Okay, good. Sometime in the future, we would have to have someone that would be our Australian distributor. I'm probably on the wrong coast to do that. I'm on the remote, empty coast, dude. See, TNT? See? It's the steel sword from Skyrim, but I guess that could be the diamond plate stainless steel sword. It could fucking be. What am I seeing? Someone walked into your office. If you always have an axe to grind, you should just buy a sharper axe. Yes. Has gotten sponsored by a foam, well, a cosplay company over here that will be distributing a foam shortly. Yes. At least that's the carrot they got me with anyway. Borgy2K, how are you? Welcome to tonight's stream. Well, basically for the last 4 hours I've been sanding foam. Is that fucking stream kicking up again? Hope you've been keeping yourself busy. But this is far more therapeutic, guys. It's Friday here too, Borgie. It's very early Friday, but it's Friday. So there's that one, all right? Then there's that one. And then I also have a bench sander as well. So yeah, I got the sanders, but this is more fun. Not even off work yet, and it's Thursday. More fun, less efficient. What's the difference? It's cosplay. Why do something for $5 when you can make it for 50? Welcome to cosplay. What sword am I making? I'm making the steel GreatSword from Skyrim at the moment for a client. Hang on a sec, I'll empty this and I'll show you. There's so much foam in here, foam dust in here that the poor little filter can't breathe at the moment. The Frost Giant's toothpick, that's the one. Really? Thank you. Okay, just going to kill the microphone to you guys for a second while I vacuum the table. As long as they're costume and prop orientated, mate, go for it. Let's see what you're doing. Right, Tom. Those of you following along at home, this is where we're at with what will become the steel greatsword from Skyrim. So that piece that I just did is the other overlay to go on this side. Sorry, all I can see is little red lights flickering, showing me that my stream is fucking up again. Let's have a look. Borgis put his up. Nuke Fusion Cos Productions post. Crazy costumes. Yowza. Oh, I do like that, mate. Planet Comic Con. Ah. See, now I have placed you with the bone texture that you put up on Twitch. Yes. It all comes together. Beardshire, how the devil are you, young man? Ladies and gentlemen, Beardshire, our resident man-at-arms. At least the guy I go to for advice about, oi, those pointy things that you stick in other people, what's that bit called on them? Blade. Blade. I must remember that. Blade. That will come in handy knowing that. Telling the guys earlier on, Beardy, our research yesterday or the day before with respect to the Highlander sword, I have worked out through studious detective work why the difference. The initial sword from Highlander 1 is that one that we saw in the Prop House catalogue photos. The other sword with the ornate handle and the much more defined detail on the crossguard and the is it quillins? The crossguard bits is from the third movie, Highlander Endgame, where there is a flashback sequence to the same period of time that Highlander's original death is in, and that is supposed to be the same sword, but obviously they had a bigger budget and went fancy. So I had a chat to my client, and I'm going to use the broadsword blade from the first movie and the handle and the details from the third movie. So yeah, to make it more ornate. They had to all make it. Yeah, they probably had to remake it, yes. The thing is, in the first movie... Where are we? Cosplay, commissions, Highlander sword, reference images. Okay, let's do this. Screen, so you can see what I'm talking about. In the first movie, you can see the crossguard's really wide, the handle is black, and the pommel is black and large and round, okay? And that's the sword that you guys found for me in the prop warehouse catalogue. So MacLeod is engraved. The detail underneath that fills up the entire half circle. The wooden handle, the steel pommel, that little brass ring, it all says this is a sword handed down from a warrior to a warrior in the clan. Obviously, a warrior that can have a decent sword, personalised, and if you watch the movie, rides into battle, so he's reasonably well classed, okay? But it doesn't say this is a filthy, stinking rich guy in our clan. That's the sword in the third movie. This is the remake. So you can see the detail is much more ornate. It's different underneath the MacLeod, and indeed in this case, the MacLeod is raised in the background is relief. rather than the other way around, with the letters of MacLeod being engraved into the background. The background is removed from around the letters on this sword. The handle is now a leather handle bound with the twisted wire spiral running up it. Indeed, it's that sword there. Okay? That sword only exists in the flashbacks to the same period from the third movie. It's not the original Highlander sword, which those grey prop ones are. So we're going to do a combination. Instead of that god-awful looking blade silhouette that I see in this image right now, that I can't stand, I'm going to use the image, the shape of the sword, pretty much that kind of shape there. It'll give me more room to hide the core, and he wants a bit of weight to the sword, not a lot, but a bit, so it'll also give me room to hide some weights down beside the core and still have a lot of material to work with the shaping. It's a generational sword, yeah, which would be cast iron and not steel at the most. So yeah, the first one looks like the sword that you would expect Connor MacLeod to have. He's just a clansman who's going off to war, or going off to battle. That second sword, the fancy sword, that looks like somebody in the clan who's a high-ranking person. You know, nobody else would have an ornate sword like that. Was he alive in 1500? Apparently he was born in 1518 or something or other, 1537, something like that. So very early 1500s, mate. So yeah, like I said, I had a chat to my client, and he left it to me, and I said, well, I want to try and make that beautiful crossguard and those nice detailed images that we see in the Highlander sword, but I don't like the blade. It's not going to work for me with the way I make stuff. I won't be able to hide the core. So he's allowed me to go ahead with my suggestion of putting the wider blade on the old blade on the new handle. They would have done that. Would have put new blades on old handles and old blades on new handles and stuff. I've had this axe all my life. I've changed the handle 5 times and the head about 10. Same axe. I'm getting dropouts again. I'm sorry guys, I have no idea what it is. Think the handle in iron and the blade is steel. Did they do enough research into the type of sword to have it at least period correct, Beardy? Good question. Unlike, well, I don't know, there's another movie with a guy with a blue painted face wearing a kilt, which apparently is not period correct. Yeah, but it shows up on film. The camera's got to see it. We must invoke penile envy. They had a director who was famous for shooting Duran Duran music video clips. I think they might have taken a few liberties. I'm actually quite excited to get on and make it now that we've seen the bits and pieces that he wants. And of course he wants the shield that goes with it as well, and that's easy done. I have some pretty good shots from the video that I've I stripped down frame by frame that scene, and I can make the shield very easy. It's just a circular shield, flat, there's no curvature to it, and there's a raised stud pattern on the front of it. Compact aspect, the sword would have had an upswept hilt. So instead of trapping the blade, it would trapping other blades, it would deflect them. Because the way the sword is wielded in combat without the sweep, it wouldn't work out for the techniques they used according to the Scottish manuscripts. Okay. I didn't see Connor get much technique done with that particular sword. In fact, according to the storyline, he gets killed the first time he takes it into battle. He does get resurrected, of course. That's when he finds out he's immortal, and he keeps that sword for the entire length of the life of his first wife, Heather, who dies of old age. Then he uses it as her headstone to mark her grave plot, basically. Takes up Ramirez's samurai sword that was 500 years before its time, and burns his hut and wanders the world. And sometimes a little information is dangerous, isn't it, Fen? A little knowledge is dangerous, that's what they say. '15th century claymore. Sweet. Give us a sec, because I want to check that out, because obviously it's kind of relevant to not this build, but the next one, guys. Have you seen the animated Highlander animation? I've seen a couple of it, yeah, a couple of bits of it. They ended up making like 6 Highlander movies in the TV series. They made the main Highlander movies. There was a spin-off called Raven, which failed because the TV series didn't get backing. It was cancelled. There was the Highlander TV series with Duncan MacLeod in it instead of Connor MacLeod. There was the animation. There's even some comic books. So yeah, it did spark a cult franchise kind of thing. Yeah. Oh shit, that was fucking stupid. His but bloody hell, Beardy, I can't keep up with all of this. Whoa, look at them all. Okay, so they have their crossguards either horizontal like there's in that first of that last image, or going back down towards away from the handle. Yeah. I didn't mark that out like an idiot. So we use the paper pattern to mark it out instead. So Beauty, I started shaping this blade, mate. And by looking at my image, you can see there's a spine down the middle of it, and then there's a bevel around the edge. So what I've done is I've tapered the blade off from the spine, and then I'm going to go around and I'm going to put a sharp edge on a 45-degree bevel around the edge of this. So it's going to look pretty good, I think. At least it's going to look like a comic, like a video game sword, kind of good, if not necessarily a realistic kind of good. Bloody glue all over me fucking fingers. Get off. All except one, but that's a horseback Zweilhander. Two-hander? Is that what that means? Zweilhander? Which is the German name, but the perfected design. Three-hander. Hey, Neo, thank you very much for the subscription. That's fucking awesome. Neo Absolution just subscribed. Well, yeehaw. Oh, for Christ's sake. Where'd it go? Neo L-O-L-U-T-I-O-N. Absolution. Sweet, thank you very, very much, man. I really do appreciate the support that my subs have given me, and the support that all my friends in chat have given me. It's a fucking nice community on Twitch. It really is. I just got to put this glue down, and then we'll put you on the wall of fame. No, the tabletop is not the wall of fame, okay? The tabletop is my permanent notepad where I don't forget to remember stuff. I had a look at what the other... welcome to the Tim Tammer. Oh shit, I forgot about that. Tim Tams. Here we go, Neo. Borgie, thank you very much for the follow. Neo, share my Tim Tam, man. Here, that bit's for you, buddy. Thank you. Did Borgie get both of his notifications? He got his little pop-up name up the top and he got his zombie, didn't he? Because, you know, I'm lash out, no expenses spared here, man. I give away 2 subscriber notifications, 2 follower notifications. I've got to find the little thingy where I can put a record of the subs up on the screen. Or is it doing it? Oh, it is doing it. It's up under my name. Beauty, got both. Lovely. I also think we just got to the end of Dark's music playlist. So I might have to reboot the background music, which implies that we've been streaming for at least 4 hours now, give or take crappy bandwidth, dropouts and reboots. Okay, so I've got all my glue on there. Studio J7, how you doing? I'll put this here to cure. I'm going to slide that over there a bit. Next time people tell you this big swords didn't exist, I like big swords and I cannot lie. You other fellas can't deny. Nah, that's just a short person. You can't fool me. Right. Dum, dum, dum. Doing good. Doing good. Got another name to add to the wall of fame. I figure Toc's got his embroidery and Ted's got his subskull, but for a foam fabricator, a sheet of fucking foam. I reckon that just works. And when I get more and more of you, should I ever get more and more of you, I can just clip another piece of foam on and we can keep going. Just going and going and going and going. Hang on, let me... What's that? What's that? What's that? I don't think it was used. I think it was just because the king owned it. Oh, okay. Infinitely expandable. Indeed it is, fam. I was going to do a mat as well. Might need to rethink it. Why? Why? We can be foam brothers. I'm glad the subscription don't come thick and fast. Can you imagine me doing this like 8 times a night? Like Ted does? Exactly, we use foam, so having a foam wall of fame makes perfect fucking sense. Sorry, I'm squinting so much my eyes aren't working. Oops. Your O is not going to look perfect. Right. Now, let's make you come to life, shall we? Ha 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 ha! There he is! The Neo Absolution! Right up there with Finn and Shogun props. Thank you, all three of you. Love yas. Fucking typos. Fucking typos. Holy dooly! Is it for sawing wood or killing people? Alright. Yep, ladies and gentlemen, that's the Dark and Furry theme song. Apparently, I'm going to pop up on next week's Dark and Furry. So it's going to be dark, furry, and terrible. Okay, it's on there. Now let's just make sure the sucker stays there. So, Make sure you use all the slang you know to confuse them. Dark's going to have an interesting time with the accents. I don't have a fucking accent. What are you talking about? It's all you foreign bastards that have accents. I'm fine, mate. So it's on now. Now for Beardy's benefit, because he wasn't watching earlier on, when I shape the blade, come up and I tape it off the flukes so that the blade, so that the profile gets thinner as it goes out to the side of the flukes. I rounded down the edges of the ricasso so that when I shape it later on, it doesn't take up as much room. The crossguard, these quillions, they're also tapered as they go out to the outside, so they're a bit thinner. And we added thickness to the handle because I want the handle to, ooh, there's a big old air bubble in there, god damn it. Well, that wasn't meant to be there. Don't like big old air bubbles. Yeah. Now on top of this surface will be the 2mm craft foam detail. So I'm going to cut out all of that pattern in 2mm foam and just stick down the white highlight on there, and do the same thing for the crossguard. Cut out 2mm highlight and stick it down on here on both sides. And again, same deal for the pommel, but I got some ideas for the pommel looking at my really nice reference image, which will be this is the nice reference image that I'm aiming for. So like I said, I've tapered off those flutes a bit. I've made sure that the whatever that piece that comes down onto the blade from the bottom of the flutes is, this area here, I've lifted up with the 5mm foam so that I can shape it nicely. So yeah, I think it's gonna look good. Boink. I'm trim away all the excess now with my scalpel. Didn't realise how complicated this helmet would be to piece together with damaged paper cutout. Well, yeah, with the cat chewing your patterns, that's going to add an extra level of difficulty that most of us don't have to endure. So you get 10 bonus points for that. Keep blocking my own light. Zippity doo dah, zippity ay. Plenty of sunshine heading my way. Zippity doo dah, zippity ay. Instead of what's dark and furry, I will make a show called What's Hard and Sticky. Moist. As long as you get most of the shape right, you can be a bit creative and finish it. Yes, you can. It's your build. You can do whatever you damn well like with it. Nobody's there to give you any evil eye except for that freaking cat of yours, okay? Currently on your lap trying to suck up for the damage it's done, really. That's cats for you. Why don't you love me? I brought you a dead animal. Oh yeah! Oh yeah! You're glad the kitten hasn't found the phone yet. It loves phone. As in, it loves to destroy phone? Now I get to tidy up all the edges with the Dremel, and I get to shape the handle a lot more. But I do want to make sure that I have a good seam, a good seal all the way around the edges. So at the moment, ladles and jelly spoons. That's the two-handed steel GreatSword. Which is coming along quite nicely. Uprising. What, from the bottom of the ocean? Is that where they're going with that? I quite enjoyed the movie. I'm looking forward to seeing the second one. Okay. A prequel? Ooh, okay. Possibly. That is not giving me a result that I want, Jimmy. That's giving me even less of a fucking result that I want. Big chickie! I don't have it covered in blue tape, Chicky, it's just more blue foam. I run out of black. I had to laminate it. As you can see, there in the handle. So yes, to get a length of foam this big, I had 3 pieces of foam glued together, and then I just topped and tailed them when I cut the pattern out. So yeah, it's the same foam that I just carved the sub name into. I guess that makes perfect sense then. It makes some sense. I'm not sure if anything I do actually makes perfect sense. "7 degrees, no wonder it feels like a freezer." Yeah, I got the reverse cycle air conditioning on. It's not that cool over here, but it's cool enough. And that has seeped closer and closer. Should be out there. Like that. You're in front of the heater. It must be getting close to dawn over there. It's 20 past 4 here. There you go, like I said, must be getting close to dawn. 6:19 a.m. in Texas. It was 90 degrees or 32 degrees. So right now it's 99 degrees or 37. Our heat index is 106. It's too damn hot. Just another shitty day in paradise, man. What was that? Big Chicky just subbed as well. Hot diggity damn. Thank you, Big Chickity. Feeling the love. Now what that means you got to get the blue foam of Wall of Fame down. And we got to put Big Chicky 61 on there. Tim Tam hype. Half a Tim Tam for me and half a Tim Tam for the Big Chicky. You got it? Got it? Ow! She bit my fucking fingers. Shit, really? Thank you, TNT. You guys are freaking amazing. I fucking love you. No worries, I appreciate all the support you're all giving me. It's fucking, thank you. You need Tim Tams? Oh, I can do that. Good thing I got the value pack. There you go. There's a half a Tim Tam for you and a half a Tim Tam for me. Nom nom nom. Right. Nolan Creative is now following. Thank you very much. And thank you for the follow on YouTube as well. Haha. Big Chicky was not impressed by the Tim Tams. Hey, there are hundreds of different flavoured Tim Tams. Trust me, you will find one that you like. I personally am rather partial to the white chocolate Tim Tam with macadamia in it. There's also the mango flavoured ones are fucking delicious. Black Forest is, oh my god. White chocolate and macadamia. Hell yeah. Well, we're happy to have you here, Noel. Lots of wonderful people there. Work calls, no worries, Shogun. You have fun with that. So Big Chicky is 61. Cousin to TNT Cosplay Supply. It's going to be right over here. And there's Shogun props. Nearly there. I could see myself getting really sick and tired of this after about 500 of you. I've known her all my life. I like how you put that in caps. But she hasn't known me all her life. So that means I've known her longer than she's known me. Aha. That means one of you is younger than the other. Because I did math at school. And now, it's time for the big reveal. Ready? Come out, wherever you are. Look at you beautiful people! Woohoo! Ah! Ta-da! TNT Cosplay Supply and Big Chicky 61 join the Foam family. All in all, we're just another name in the foam. Hey, teacher, leave those kids alone. All in all, you're just another prick in the hole. Apparently, we were not allowed to sing that song like that at school, when I was at school. Nobody actually told me, so I did what I damn well wanted to. Because I'm a rebel. I eat Tim Tams. At 4:30 in the morning. Right, so. Now. The work I went through to mark these is so that I can put that second bevel around the blade. So let's do that, shall we? Hey, I caught a furry. Now, if I caught a furry and I went, hey, Mum, look, I caught a furry, she would tell me to throw it back because you have no idea what diseases those things carry. Now, Shogun, thank you very much for tonight's contribution. Thank you for being part of the stream this evening. Take care. We'll see you at the next one. I actually think I blunted the freaking blade instead of sharpening it. Go old school on its ass. That's a shame. That's not working exactly the way I planned it to either. I did just put that blade in upside down. You'd think after all this time I would know what the hell I'm doing. Just sit there nicely. Thank you. A true pro cuts with the back of the blade. Starting to feel like it. Okay. Yep. Oh, come on. What are you doing? Soaring at the foam like a bloody backwards hillbilly. Look at that. That rough there. Good thing I'm going to get into it with the Dremel and tidy it up. Okay, other side of the blade. It's me cup of tea. It's almost 5 AM. It is indeed. It's, I've been streaming for more than 5 hours now. That's where you messed up on your sword. You got a gouge in it and wasn't able to smooth it out. Slow and steady, take less away rather than more away, big chickie. So always remove less than you think you need to. because you can always remove a little more and a little more. You have difficulty putting some back, yeah. But obviously preaching to the choir there. Last sword you worked on got messed up due to the fact that the foam was bowing. Battle damage. Fenn's got it. Everything. Everything can be explained by battle damage. Your sword sitting in the next room laughing that villain's laugh at you. Get the last laugh. Snatch victory from the jaws of defeat. As I was saying earlier on, I made the body for my Nordic 3 times, my chest piece. Ow. I made the helmet for Daedric 3 times so far. You swear it takes 3 times to get the sizing right? It might do, eh? Well, you saw the crap I went through with that bloody Daedric helmet. And the freaking Proton Pack for Ghostbusters? Guys, you want to be so glad that I did not stream while I was trying to get that right. I was a very, very angry young man. And it was extremely unbecoming. Okay. There it is. I have a wedge on the tip of the blade, so there's a slight diamond from the ridge out, and then there is a very distinct taper all the way around the blade. I'm going to tidy that up with the Dremel, and once I've done that, I was making a Proton Pack for a client, and I couldn't get my head around the scaling from imperial to metric and stuff, and it was just driving me insane every time I did a piece. I was doing it over and over and over, and thankfully he had a plan B, which is the Highlander sword and shield. That is the plan B for my Proton Pack client. Sorry, unable to connect. Did I lose the stream again? Man. Get back up here, you. You have no sound on this stream, but you do on all the others. Are you sure you have no sound? It's pretty! Almost time to go home! Me in surround sound. I do not have surround sound to stream in surround sound with. Booty, I charge $150 Australian to make a sword normally, as long as it's nothing way over the top. Plus, you have to pay freight to get it to you, and that is becoming a little expensive for some people. Yon's sword is going to cost him $125 Australian to get it freighted to him, and that's the cheapest I've been able to find to get it to the Netherlands. However, DHL and FedEx both wanted $300 Australian to send the same thing. You reckon that's expensive, Kit? One of UPS's delivery packages or deals was $700 Australian. Apparently it's delivered to your door by a guy in a tuxedo who presents it to you on a gold plate, and you keep the gold plate. Time to go home. Narrow Spoon, thank you very much for your support and your contributions in chat tonight. We'll see you at the next one. Good night. I probably won't be, Nolan. I'm just going to finish this Dremling and then I'm going to get myself a couple of hours sleep. It's 5 AM and I've been streaming for almost 5 hours now. So I'll see you at the next one. Thanks for joining us tonight. Underworld Cosplay. Hey! I am a foam smithing robot, but even a foam smithing robot needs an oil bath every once in a while. It's going well, Otherworld. It's going well. The commissioned sword that I'm working on is coming on nicely. Tomorrow night we add some details and make this thing really sing. Never stop crafting. You can't stop the signal, Mal. You reckon on your Skyrim helmet now? Flash up some photos, man. Do it. Yes, Kit. An ODST helmet for your first build is a big step. Once you have some, you'll share them. Beautiful. Oh, Gidley winks. I don't know whether you can see it with this cameras or not, but I have the dual taper on the blade now, and I'm kind of happy with that. There's a 45-degree bevel around the edge, and there's a shallow bevel from the ridge out to the edge. I'm going to go over this again with the 120 grit sanding disc and fine it right up. But I'm not going to do that tonight because, like I said, it's 5 AM. I'm going to go get myself some sleep because it's been a long goddamn night. So tomorrow night's stream, we're going to start putting the details on here and across the crossguard, and we're going to start making it look a lot more Roda, a lot more like that. So that'll get overlaid on both sides tomorrow with 2mm craft foam. The blade will get defined. That light ridge that you can still see some of the pixels on there, that'll be gone. I do like the tip that I've got on the blade. It's kind of cool. No, there's no fuller in this one. There's the blade artwork there. So there's just a central ridge that you can see that white line, and then there is the bevel around the edge. Okay, let's get a full body shot before we sign off, okay? So there it is. It's the two-handed steel greatsword from Skyrim. It's starting to take shape. It's starting to look like a weapon. And I just scuffed the roof again. Jesus, I'm getting fucking good at that. So yeah, down the center of this is a 16mm Tassie oak wood core. So it will shatter under high impact. I'm not making LARP weapons for people. I'm making cosplay con-friendly weapons, at least con-friendly as it is here in Australia. So 145 centimeters from tip to pommel, which means with the tip on the floor, yeah, with the pommel on the floor, you could. So there you have it. Tomorrow night, more cleanup on the blade with the finer sand grit, but more spectacularly the details that are going to happen up here on this big flat surface. Looks amazing, looks epic, looks good. Thank you very much, my friends. I appreciate all of that. Okay, I'm going to disappear into the darkness because I gotta. So I will see you tomorrow night. Until then, please remember, you've been watching Tyrannus Cosplay. So, there. Thank you very, 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 very much to Neo Absolution, Big Chicky 61, and TNT Cosplay Supply for supporting me with their subscriptions tonight. I can't actually tell you how much that means to me. That's very humbling that you guys would do that, and I appreciate it. Hope you enjoy your half of your Tim Tams as much as I enjoyed my half of the Tim Tams. So until tomorrow night, and remember, it's called Cosplay because it's meant to be fun. Good night, everybody.